This thumbprint-sized piece of synthetic amber contains the true identities of thousands of deep-cover agents across Asia. If it is compromised, entire espionage networks collapse. Operators Arjun and Jia infiltrated a heavily fortified black site in the Karakoram mountains to secure this package. Their target is an experimental prototype held by an agency known as Shadow Lotus. The device utilizes four-dimensional holographic memory, holding 10,000 pages of data by multiplexing information across distinct molecular planes. Accessing this requires a laser to strike at a precise theta angle. Incorrect alignment scrambles the nodes into unreadable static. Successful extraction demands aligning light and matter with mathematical perfection while taking fire in hostile territory. Jia interacts with the crystal remotely using a phase array projector and ultrasonic haptic gloves. These gloves emit sound waves that create physical resistance, allowing her to manipulate the holograms from a distance. The hardware includes a lethal failsafe. Improper interaction causes the temperature to spike. Reaching a 35 degrees Celsius triggers a light wash, an ultraviolet flash that permanently wipes the internal data nodes. When mercenaries breach the lab, the temperature climbs. Arjun must seize the volatile package and flee before the data can be stabilized. The mission instantly shifts into a desperate cross-country evasion, burdened by a payload that threatens to erase itself if the temperature isn't controlled. The team retreats into the high-altitude terrain of Ladakh to meet a local asset and attempt a full data download. Escaping notice is impossible. The prototype features an active auto-tracking beam that continuously broadcasts their coordinates back to Shadow Lotus. Jia's attempts to disable the beacon are met by a self-healing protocol. Whenever a tracking node is isolated and cut, the code immediately rewrites itself, spawning two new signals from the severed connection. Arjun relies on tactical efficiency to slow their pursuers. He utilizes the environment to neutralize mercenaries in silence, preserving resources for the long journey south. They are trapped in an unwinnable hunt, acting as a ticking beacon while an army closes in. The chase moves into the dense, urban labyrinth of Delhi's Chandni Chowk. The crowded streets force a change. Arjun hijacks civilian rickshaws to navigate narrow alleys, dodging heavily armed motorbikes. Shadow Lotus weaponizes a tiered intelligence network, a feeder for data leaks, a sleeper for tactical intervention, and an architect at the top. Raj, a local jeweler, serves as the feeder. He leaks internal codes to ensure the digital tracker remains locked on the team. The betrayal is total. Their contact, Mala, is revealed as the architect of the operation, while their trusted ally Tenzing acts as the sleeper, turning his weapon on the team the moment they arrive. Exposed and outnumbered, the team flees further east toward Kolkata. Every safe house in the network is now a trap. Shadow Lotus has ensured that trust is the most dangerous variable in the mission. After neutralizing the internal threat, Jia finally isolates the correct frequency. At 42.8 degrees, the tracking signal is successfully silenced, granting them temporary invisibility. With a stable connection to the molecular layers, Jia can finally manipulate the crystal's core lightwash protocol. By inverting the signal, she creates a shadow blast, a pulse that disrupts and pixelates all surrounding enemy radar and holographic displays. Armed with this electronic pulse, the team stops running. They drive back to the Karakoram black site to strike at the heart of the Shadow Lotus network. The shadow blast blinds the compound sensors. By scrambling the enemy's own holographic systems, Arjun is able to breach the facility undetected. Survival requires shifting from defense to offense, turning a stolen prototype into a tactical weapon. Inside the control room, the enemy triggers a final self-destruct. The internal temperature of the crystal spikes, rapidly approaching the 35-degree threshold that will incinerate the data. Jia fights the physical resistance of the haptic interface. She reaches into the chaotic light patterns to find the 43.1-degree kill switch node, attempting to stabilize the lattice before it collapses. The calibration holds. The temperature drops just long enough to download all 10,000 files to a secure server, seconds before the physical crystal detonates. The black site is destroyed and the prototype is gone, but the data is secure. In the field of holographic espionage, the hardware is secondary to the mathematics required to unlock it.